Hey friends, Bill here, the director of the George Whitfield program. What would be one or two of the most significant changes in your life to be full-time? I think the primary word is disciplined. When you're working and preaching, your evangelistic work can be both your evangelistic work, your prayer life can be haphazard. Typically what happens is Bible study becomes pretty automatic and simple, and it's something we all gravitate to. But the prayer life is not disciplined or extensive, and the evangelistic commitment is not steady. Primarily, I'm just making general comments. And so you have to move into the realm where you're more, you begin to pray more in general, and then you have to be systematic about it, because it's always a challenge to get up and pray. And so then your Bible study, your study in general, your prayer becomes disciplined. You become disciplined in where you're going to evangelize. That's the way we communicate it. So you want to go to certain places routinely for the sake not only of the immediate objective evangelistic work, but also your continuity and the benefits of when you're at the same place every week. Or if you're going to ball games, you're at all the home games. Or if there's a festival in your area, you're there for every day of the festival. It's a 3-day weekend because you got the time. And so you have to really begin to be disciplined, committed about your schedule. And then you move into the realm of ministry partner development, and that requires some additional skills of calling people, following up, making appointments, sending emails, sitting down face-to-face, communicating these things. And so these are the skills of discipline and what I would call, from my background, a professional ability to schedule, make appointments, contact people, follow up. And so while that doesn't seem very spiritual, especially if you're used to, just sort of going with the flow, you might say, or falling to God into the Spirit, or however you want to say it, that's ultimately what's required. Then if you're married and have children, it just gets even more disciplined. I mean, I would say primarily pastors have a very disciplined life. If they're married and so forth, they have children, they got meetings, they have to do certain things each week. It doesn't negate the power of their preaching or the power of their prayers. It just becomes quite a bit more disciplined because you're interacting with more people more consistently. If you're a pastor of a church, the reason I use the pastor of a church, I think we can all identify with that. I mean, you're having weekly services, you're having weekly meetings, you've got deacons and elders to communicate with. You're talking about physical plant things and mission trips and all this stuff. You got to be pretty well organized, disciplined in your organization and your Bible study and so forth. And so I think that's really the primary change, is moving out of the haphazard nature of your ministry into a very disciplined, both in your personal devotional life, Bible study and prayer, your ministry preaching, and then ministry partner development, and even your family. So that's the big change. If you can make that transition, you can do it. If that kind of stuff is hard for you, it's going to be a challenge to shoot you straight. But it's not that you can't do it. It's just some skills you gotta adapt to.